The Arabian Peninsula, for much of its history, was a land fragmented. Tribes clashed, rivalries simmered. Yet, within this seemingly chaotic world, the seeds of a powerful kingdom were sown. This is the story of Saudi Arabia, a nation forged from tribal discord into a unified and influential power. Before the emergence of the Saudi state, the peninsula knew little lasting peace. Small emirates vied for control of scarce resources and strategic trade routes. Into this volatile mix stepped the Al Saud family, destined to leave their mark on history. By the early 18th century, the Al Saud, under Muhammad ibn Saud, had forged an alliance that would change the course of Arabian history. This alliance, based on shared goals and mutual respect, laid the foundation for what would become the first Saudi state. The year 1744 marked a turning point. Muhammad ibn Saud, embracing al-Wahhab's call, consolidated his power in Diriyah, a small town that would become the unlikely cradle of a kingdom. Driven by a potent mix of religious zeal and political ambition, the Saudis embarked on a campaign to unify the disparate tribes of Arabia. The Wahhabis, inspired by their strict interpretation of Islam, provided the moral fervor and military backbone for the Saudi expansion. Their message resonated with those seeking a return to religious purity. The first Saudi state expanded rapidly, extending its reach across much of central and eastern Arabia. The Saudis, known for their military prowess and shrewd diplomacy, subdued rivals and forged alliances. However, the first Saudi state's meteoric rise was not without its challenges. Despite fierce resistance, the Ottomans eventually captured and destroyed the Saudi capital of Diriyah in 1818, effectively bringing an end to the first Saudi state. The collapse of the first Saudi state was a blow to the Al Saud, but their ambition remained undeterred. They retreated into the desert, regrouped, and within a few years were poised for a comeback. Turki ibn Abdullah, a descendant of the first Saudi ruler, emerged as a new leader, rallying the tribes and rekindling the spirit of unity. In 1824, Turki ibn Abdullah recaptured Riyadh, marking the beginning of the second Saudi state. This period, though marked by internal divisions and external pressures, demonstrated the resilience of the Al Saud and their enduring vision of a unified Arabia. However, the second Saudi state faced a formidable new rival, the Egyptians, under the ambitious rule of Muhammad Ali Pasha. This clash of ambitions led to a series of conflicts that would consume much of the second Saudi state's existence. Despite these challenges, the second Saudi state endured for over 6 decades, a testament to the Al Saud's ability to navigate the complex web of Arabian politics. However, internal divisions within the Al Saud family weakened their hold on power, and in 1891, the second Saudi state crumbled. As the 19th century drew to a close, the Arabian Peninsula remained fragmented and vulnerable. It was against this backdrop that a figure of extraordinary vision and determination emerged. Abdulaziz ibn Abdul Rahman al Saud, known to history as Ibn Saud. Born in exile in Kuwait in 1875, he inherited the mantle of leadership at a young age. In 1902, Ibn Saud and a small band of loyal followers staged a daring raid on Riyadh, wresting control of the city from their rivals. This audacious act signaled the beginning of Ibn Saud's relentless campaign to unify Arabia under the banner of the Al Saud. Ibn Saud's vision extended beyond mere conquest. He sought to build a state based on justice, stability, and adherence to Islamic principles. This approach earned him the respect of many tribes, who saw in him a leader capable of bringing lasting peace to their troubled land. His story is the stuff of legends. Section 5. Unifying the Sands, Abdulaziz's rise to power. Ibn Saud's rise to power was nothing short of remarkable. He faced formidable challenges, not least of which were the entrenched rivalries between the Arabian tribes. He was a skilled warrior, leading his forces to victory in numerous battles. Yet he was also a shrewd diplomat, adept at forging alliances and reconciling enemies. One of Ibn Saud's most significant achievements was the creation of the Ikhwan, a tribal army inspired by Wahhabi teachings. The Ikhwan provided the manpower and religious zeal that fueled Ibn Saud's early conquests. By the 1920s, Ibn Saud had emerged as the dominant force in most of the Arabian Peninsula. The stage was set for the creation of a unified Saudi Arabian kingdom. Section 6. The Kingdom is Born, Saudi Arabia in 1932. On September 23, 1932, Ibn Saud formally declared the establishment of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This momentous act marked the culmination of decades of struggle and sacrifice. The new kingdom faced enormous challenges. It was a vast, sparsely populated land with limited infrastructure and resources. Ibn Saud, now King Abdulaziz, set about the daunting task of transforming a collection of disparate tribes into a modern nation-state. King Abdulaziz's first priority was to consolidate his authority and establish a system of governance that would ensure stability. He drew upon Islamic principles and tribal traditions to create a system that, while autocratic, commanded the respect of his people. Recognizing the importance of education, King Abdulaziz established the first schools in the kingdom. Section 7. Black Gold and Modernization, Saudi Arabia's Transformation. The discovery of oil in Saudi Arabia in 1938 proved to be a turning point in the kingdom's history. The vast oil reserves transformed Saudi Arabia from an impoverished desert kingdom into a global energy powerhouse. King Abdulaziz used the newfound wealth to modernize his kingdom. He invested heavily in infrastructure, building roads, airports, and seaports. The influx of oil wealth brought about profound social and economic changes. Cities grew at an astonishing rate as rural populations migrated in search of opportunity. However, the rapid modernization fueled by oil wealth also brought challenges. King Abdulaziz navigated these challenges with a steady hand, seeking to balance progress with tradition. Section 8. The Reign of King Saud Navigating a Changing World. Following King Abdulaziz's death in 1953, his eldest son Saud ascended to the throne. King Saud inherited a kingdom on the cusp of even greater transformation. The oil boom was in full swing, and Saudi Arabia's global influence was growing. King Saud's reign, though marked by challenges, saw significant investments in infrastructure and education. He oversaw the construction of new roads, schools, hospitals, and housing projects. However, King Saud's reign was also marked by economic difficulties and political tensions. In 1964, facing mounting pressure, King Saud was deposed in a palace coup led by his brother Faisal. The transition of power, though bloodless, highlighted the challenges of governing a rapidly modernizing society. Section 9. King Faisal, Economic Reforms and Global Influence. King Faisal bin Abdulaziz, who assumed the throne in 1964, is remembered for his astute leadership, his economic reforms, and his role in enhancing Saudi Arabia's global stature. One of King Faisal's most significant decisions was the nationalization of the Saudi Arabian oil industry in 1975. This bold move gave Saudi Arabia complete control over its oil reserves, significantly increasing its revenue and its influence in global energy markets. King Faisal was a devout Muslim who believed in the importance of education and social progress. He invested heavily in education, particularly for women, and introduced social reforms aimed at improving the lives of his people. King Faisal's reign came to a tragic end in 1975 when he was assassinated by a disgruntled nephew. He is remembered as a wise and visionary leader who guided his kingdom through a period of immense change. Section 10. A Legacy of Progress, from King Khalid to King Salman. Following King Faisal's assassination, his half-brother Khalid assumed the throne. King Khalid's reign, though less eventful than his predecessors, was marked by continued economic growth and social development. King Fahd, who succeeded King Khalid in 1982, faced the challenges of a changing world order. King Abdullah, who came to power in 2005, is remembered for his cautious reforms and his efforts to modernize Saudi society while maintaining its Islamic character. In 2015, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud ascended to the throne. King Salman has continued the legacy of his predecessors, focusing on economic diversification, social reforms, and asserting Saudi Arabia's regional leadership role. He has implemented ambitious plans to reduce the kingdom's dependence on oil and create a more diversified economy. Section 11. Saudi Arabia Today, a Nation Forging Ahead. Today, Saudi Arabia stands at a crossroads. The kingdom is undergoing a period of unprecedented transformation, driven by the ambitious Vision 2030 plan. The government is investing heavily in renewable energy, technology, tourism, and entertainment. Social reforms are also underway, with the government granting women more rights and easing restrictions on their participation in society. Saudi Arabia continues to play a pivotal role in regional and global affairs. The road ahead for Saudi Arabia is not without its challenges. However, with its vast resources, its strategic location, and its ambitious vision for the future, Saudi Arabia is well positioned to navigate these challenges and emerge as a leading power in the 21st century.